Let's take a look at zooming and panning and viewing our drawing. AutoCAD has several basic tools that allows us to zoom in and zoom out of our drawing. We're going to start with the mouse wheel. If you're using a standard Microsoft IntelliMouse, it has a wheel in the center. If you spin the mouse wheel away from you, it allows you to zoom in. If you scroll the mouse wheel towards you, it allows you to zoom out. This is called zooming in and out. And this is the most efficient way of zooming in and out of a drawing. If you want to zoom into a particular area, move your mouse to the area that you want to view and then scroll your mouse wheel. As you notice, the bedroom 2 is off the drawing. We can use a feature called panning that allows us to pan across the drawing. And to pan, you just hold your mouse wheel down and AutoCAD allows you to pan to the left or to the right or in any direction. Panning allows you to quickly change positions without changing the zoom scale factor. Also, when you're using the IntelliMouse, if you double click the mouse wheel, AutoCAD performs an operation called zoom extents. It zooms to the outermost edges of your drawing. And you'll notice on this drawing, we just happen to have a roof plan of this house over here to the right. So this would be the full extent of the drawing. Now you'll notice in the left-hand corner, there are some elevation views. If you point to one of the elevations and scroll your mouse wheel forward, AutoCAD would zoom into that view. To pan it over to the right, you would hold down the mouse wheel and just move your mouse to the right. Throughout the course, this will probably be the most efficient way of panning, zooming, and being able to view the different parts of your drawing. We also have over here on the navigation bar a set of zoom tools. If you click on this arrow, you'll see a listing of all of your zoom tools, like zoom extents and zoom windows, zoom all, zoom previous. So you can take advantage of those tools when you're working on your drawing. On this particular drawing, we have a drawing in model space, and then you'll notice there are several layout tabs across the bottom. A layout tab is a printed sheet of this particular drawing. And you'll notice that this particular drawing is set up in black and white. So when we print this, it will print out, all of the colors will be printed black. So the zoom and panning works the same on these particular views also. You can click on a different layout and see a different view of that drawing. Like we said earlier, model space is where we're going to do most of our drawing and modeling. And then the layout is how we would set this up to print it onto a sheet of paper. And the zooming works the same way in both spaces. In this video, we're going to look at using commands and using the command line. You'll notice here on the screen I have started the circle command. Whenever you use a command, you will need to read the command line and see what AutoCAD is asking you to do. For example, on this particular command it says specify center point for circle. AutoCAD is asking you for a center point, or it wants you to select one of the options. So let's try this and see what it does. Go up and click on the circle command, and you'll notice AutoCAD prompts me to specify the center point. In this example, you'll notice that I have on the command line the command, and on the screen you'll notice it's a yellow tooltip. This is called dynamic input. It allows you to display the contents of the command line at your cursor. This allows you to visually keep your eye on the cursor instead of having to use the command line. Dynamic input can be turned on and off by clicking on the DYN button on your status bar. The dynamic input button allows you to turn this particular feature on or off. At this point, I'm going to leave it on, and you may turn it off later if you need to. Alright, back to the circle command. AutoCAD prompts you to select the center point. And then in square brackets, you'll notice that there are some options. Starting in AutoCAD 2013, these are actually linked, so you can go down and click on these options. In earlier versions of AutoCAD, you can right-click, and your options are also visible on your shortcut menu. Now, there are several ways to access these options. As you can see, you can go down and click on the link, you can right-click, or you could even just type in the uppercase letters. In this case, if I wanted to use the 3P option, I would type in 3P. If I wanted to use the tangent radius option, I would have to type in the letter T and press enter. I would recommend that you click on the link because it's actually faster. Not every command will have options, and we'll see here in a second. For example, I'm going to start the line command, and you'll notice there are no options available. It said specify first point. Now once I pick the first point, then there is one option available. It's undo. Once I pick a second point and a third point, then there are two options, close or undo. So if you wanted to undo the last line, you can click on undo. And you'll notice you're back to one option. So if I click on a third point again, go down and click on close, AutoCAD would close the line segment. Okay? So when you're using the commands, take a look at those options. Some commands will also have a default value. I'm going to go back to the circle command again to show you a command with the default value. When I start the circle command, pick a center point, and I drag out the radius. It says specify radius. I'll pick a point. Now when I restart the command by hitting the spacebar or the enter key, I will pick a center point, and you'll notice there in brackets it says 2.35. This is a default value. It's the size of the previous circle. If I want to take advantage and use the same size circle, all I have to do is hit enter or right click. So if I right click, I can click on the enter option. In fact, it's actually easier if you press the space bar or the enter key. So as you use commands in AutoCAD, take advantage of the options and the default settings. Now when you're typing in a command, for example, I'm going to type in the letter L for the line command, and you'll notice autocomplete will display. When you look through the list, you'll see the letter L and then the word line in parentheses. L is an alias. It's a shortcut or a macro for the line command. So if you wanted to run the line command, really all you have to do is type in L and hit enter. You'll notice directly below that LA is a shortcut for the layer command. So as you go through your commands and as you type in letters, autocomplete will update based on the letters that you type in. So here you'll see that it starts the line command. AutoCAD prompts you for the first point. So you pick a point. As you draw, you'll notice that you have a rubber band line, and if dynamic input is turned on, you have an edit box for the length of the line, and you also have an edit box for the angle. So if I press the tab key, then it will allow me to toggle the angle. And as long as you're pressing tab, you can toggle between the line, the length of the line, and the angle. I'm going to turn off dynamic input for this example, and you'll notice that there is a rubber band line. As you continue to draw with the line command, AutoCAD will allow you to pick points. You can undo each pick, or if you're done drawing, then you can click on the close option. To repeat a command in AutoCAD, you can press the space bar, the enter key, or right mouse click, and there's an option that says repeat line. I prefer pressing the space bar, and that way I can come in and draw a line and very quickly.